Thomas Pettifer green oils. Thomas Pettifer was a British veterinary surgeon and chemist who lived in the 19th century. He developed a range of animal health products, including the famous green oils. These oils were formulated based on the principles of antiseptic and wound healing properties of various natural ingredients available at the time. The original formulation was likely a closely guarded secret, and variations may exist depending on the manufacturer or even regional adaptations over time. While the precise formulation remains somewhat elusive, typical ingredients cited as being present in or similar to Thomas Pettifer green oils, or used in similar traditional wound remedies, include turpentine oil. This is a volatile oil distilled from pine resin. Historically, it was used as a disinfectant, antiseptic, and counter-irritant. It can stimulate blood flow to the area, which was believed to promote healing. However, turpentine oil can be irritating and even toxic if used improperly or in high concentrations. Linseed oil, a drying oil derived from flax seeds. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Linseed oil is used as a carrier oil and is believed to have soothing and anti-inflammatory properties. It can help to keep the wound area moist and pliable. Oil of rosemary. Extracted from the rosemary plant, rosemary oil has antiseptic, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory properties. It also contains antioxidants that can help protect cells from damage. Oil of camphor. Derived from the camphor tree. Camphor oil has a cooling and analgesic effect. It can help to relieve pain and reduce inflammation. It also has some antiseptic properties. Oil of eucalyptus. Extracted from eucalyptus leaves. Eucalyptus oil is a potent antiseptic and has strong antibacterial and antiviral properties. It can also help to clear congestion and improve breathing. Creosote. A dark oily liquid distilled from wood tar. Creosote is a strong antiseptic and disinfectant. However, it is also a potential carcinogen and should be used with extreme caution, if at all. Its use is generally discouraged now due to safety concerns. Other essential oils. Depending on the specific formulation, other essential oils with antiseptic, anti-inflammatory, or analgesic properties might have been included. These could include tea tree oil, lavender oil, clove oil, or others. The combination of these ingredients was thought to provide a synergistic effect, promoting wound healing through a combination of antiseptic action, pain relief, inflammation reduction, and tissue regeneration. Why Thomas Pettifer green oils were, and are, believed to be good for pigeon wounds. The use of green oils, or similar formulations, on racing pigeons stems from a long tradition of pigeon keeping, where fanciers often relied on home remedies and passed down knowledge. The perceived benefits for pigeon wounds can be attributed to the following. Antiseptic action. The oils, particularly turpentine, eucalyptus, and creosote, in older formulations, were believed to kill bacteria and prevent infection. Wounds on pigeons, especially those sustained during racing or training, are vulnerable to bacterial contamination from the environment. Preventing infection is critical for proper healing. Anti-inflammatory properties. Ingredients like linseed oil, rosemary oil, and camphor oil were thought to reduce inflammation around the wound. Inflammation is a natural part of the healing process, but excessive inflammation can delay healing and cause pain. Pain relief. Camphor oil and other ingredients with analgesic properties were believed to provide pain relief to the injured pigeon. This can help the bird to rest and recover more comfortably. Wound cleansing. The oily nature of the green oils help to loosen debris and dirt from the wound, making it easier to clean. Proper wound cleansing is essential for preventing infection and promoting healing. Promotion of blood flow. Turpentine oil, in particular, was believed to stimulate blood flow to the wound area. Increased blood flow delivers oxygen and nutrients to the tissues, which are necessary for tissue repair and regeneration. Moist wound healing. Linseed oil and other oils help to keep the wound moist. Moist wound healing is now recognized as a more effective approach than allowing wounds to dry out. A moist environment promotes cell migration and reduces scarring. Protection from external contamination. The oily film created by the green oils can act as a barrier, protecting the wound from further contamination by dirt, debris, and insects. Traditional use and anecdotal evidence. For generations, pigeon fanciers have used green oils or similar preparations and have reported positive results. This anecdotal evidence, passed down through families and pigeon racing communities, has contributed to the continued use of these remedies. It's important to remember that anecdotal evidence, while valuable, isn't a substitute for rigorous scientific testing. Types of pigeon wounds where green oils might be considered, with caution. Historically, green oils or similar formulations have been used for a variety of pigeon wounds, including minor cuts and scrapes, superficial wounds sustained during training or racing, puncture wounds, wounds caused by sharp objects, such as thorns or wire, pecking wounds, Wounds inflicted by other pigeons, especially during territorial disputes. Leg injuries. Wounds to the legs and feet, which are common in racing pigeons. Wing injuries. Minor tears or abrasions to the wings. Important considerations and cautions. While green oils have been used traditionally, there are several important considerations and cautions to keep in mind. Consult with a veterinarian. This is the most important point. Always consult with a qualified avian veterinarian before using any home remedy on your pigeons. A veterinarian can properly diagnose the wound, assess its severity, and recommend the most appropriate treatment. Self-treating a serious wound could have devastating consequences. Potential toxicity. Some ingredients in green oils, such as turpentine and creosote, can be toxic if ingested or absorbed through the skin in large quantities. Use these oils with extreme caution and avoid applying them to areas where the pigeon can easily preen and ingest them. Modern formulations should ideally avoid creosote altogether. Irritation and allergic reactions. Some pigeons may be sensitive or allergic to certain ingredients in green oils. Always test a small amount of the oil on a small area of skin before applying it to a larger wound. Watch for signs of irritation, such as redness, swelling, or itching. Risk of infection. While green oils are believed to have antiseptic properties, they are not a substitute for proper wound cleaning and disinfection. Thoroughly clean the wound with a mild antiseptic solution, such as diluted povidone iodine, before applying any oil. Deep or infected wounds. Green oils are not appropriate for deep or infected wounds. These wounds require professional veterinary attention, including antibiotics and possibly surgical debridement. Not a substitute for sutures. Green oils cannot close large wounds. Wounds that are gaping or bleeding heavily may require sutures, which can only be performed by a veterinarian. Quality and formulation. The quality and formulation of green oils can vary widely. Purchase green oils from reputable sources and be aware that formulations may have changed over time. Ideally, look for formulations that avoid potentially harmful ingredients like creosote. Photosensitivity. Some ingredients in essential oils can cause photosensitivity, making the skin more susceptible to sunburn. If using green oils, keep the treated pigeon out of direct sunlight. Interactions with other medications. Green oils may interact with other medications that the pigeon is taking. Inform your veterinarian about all medications and remedies that you are using. Lack of scientific evidence. While anecdotal evidence suggests that green oils can be effective, there is a lack of rigorous scientific evidence to support these claims. More research is needed to determine the efficacy and safety of green oils for pigeon wound care. A modern approach to pigeon wound care. While green oils and similar traditional remedies may have a place in pigeon care, a modern approach to wound management emphasizes evidence-based practices and veterinary guidance. Here are some key elements of a modern approach. Thorough wound assessment. A veterinarian should assess the wound to determine its severity, depth, and the presence of infection. Wound cleaning and debridement. The wound should be thoroughly cleaned with a sterile saline solution or a mild antiseptic solution. Dead or damaged tissue should be removed, debrided to promote healing. Antiseptic treatment. A topical antiseptic, such as povidone iodine or chlorhexidine, may be applied to prevent or treat infection. Antibiotics. If the wound is infected, the veterinarian may prescribe systemic antibiotics. Wound closure. Large or gaping wounds may require sutures, staples, or surgical glue to close. Bandaging. Bandaging can protect the wound from contamination, keep it moist, and promote healing. The type of bandage used will depend on the location and severity of the wound. Pain management. Pain relief is an important part of wound care. The veterinarian may prescribe pain medications to keep the pigeon comfortable. Nutritional support. Proper nutrition is essential for wound healing. Ensure that the pigeon is eating a balanced diet and receiving adequate protein, vitamins, and minerals. Monitoring and follow-up. The wound should be monitored regularly for signs of infection or complications. Follow-up visits with a veterinarian may be necessary to ensure that the wound is healing properly. Alternative natural remedies for pigeon wound care, with cautions and veterinary guidance. If you are interested in exploring natural remedies for pigeon wound care, here are some alternatives to green oils that are sometimes used, along with important cautions. Honey. Medical-grade honey has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. It can be applied topically to wounds to promote healing. However, be sure to use medical-grade honey, as other types of honey may contain bacteria. Avoid using honey if the wound is deep or heavily infected. Aloe vera. Aloe vera gel has soothing and anti-inflammatory properties. It can be applied topically to minor cuts and scrapes. Ensure that you are using pure aloe vera gel and not a product that contains other potentially harmful ingredients. Calendula. Calendula is a flower with anti-inflammatory and wound-healing properties. Calendula cream or ointment can be applied topically to minor wounds. Tea tree oil, very diluted. Tea tree oil is a potent antiseptic. However, it is also very irritating and should only be used in very dilute concentrations, less than 1%, and under the guidance of a veterinarian. Never apply undiluted tea tree oil to a pigeon's skin. Herbal washes. Herbal washes made from chamomile, comfrey, or yarrow can be used to cleanse wounds. Ensure that the herbs are properly prepared and that the wash is not too strong. Conclusion. Thomas Pettifer green oils have a long history of use in pigeon care, and anecdotal evidence suggests that they may be effective for treating minor wounds. However, it is crucial to remember that scientific evidence supporting these claims is limited, and some ingredients in green oils can be toxic or irritating. Always consult with a qualified avian veterinarian before using green oils or any other home remedy on your pigeons. A modern approach to pigeon wound care emphasizes evidence-based practices, proper wound cleaning and disinfection, and veterinary guidance. While alternative natural remedies may be considered, they should also be used with caution and under the supervision of a veterinarian. Your pigeon's health and well-being should always be your top priority. By working with a veterinarian and using appropriate wound care techniques, you can help your pigeons heal quickly and return to racing in top condition. Remember, relying solely on old remedies without professional assessment and treatment can prolong suffering and potentially lead to serious complications.
There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well, or an athlete will not win a race. If he has low oxygen in his blood, the above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.